Hello everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Weronika.
And I'm Waldemar.
And today we are watching another clip of Bill Burr. It's been quite a while since we've watched on the channel. I think we only saw one together. And then I saw one on my own, if I'm correct.
Weronika's favorite comedian.
Yeah, my favorite comedian. He's not bad, but I think we're gonna have something more risky today. Because it is called, I can't even tell you the title because it's too early in the video. It's Bill Burr, Epidemic of Gold Digging. Nasty word for women. You're not supposed to swear, I think, in the first minute of the video. And then what?
Yeah, it's from the same special as the No Reason to Hit a Woman, and it's the video that we've seen. Weronika has seen that one too. I've seen that one, Weronika hasn't, so yeah, for me it's not the first time, it's for her. And let's begin.
I'm afraid to get married, man. Why man wouldn't be afraid to get married at this point? You know, look at Kobe. Look at the shit he's going through right now. Right? Guy's getting a divorce. His wife's gonna get $70 million. Never hit a layup in her life. You know, can anybody explain these divorce settlements? Can anybody make sense of these fucking things? Tiger Woods' wife, $250 million. She's a babysitter worth $250 million fucking dollars.
First question is, why did you ever make that kind of money just by putting a ball inside the hole? I mean, how it's possible in this world?
Yeah.
Why is it like that? That, you know, you have doctors, you have firefighters, and they earn like a percentage of that.
Yeah, because it's glorified entertainment, and not only does it sell well, but also we feel like it's part of our national soul, so you have to earn a lot. I'm not saying you shouldn't earn a nice amount of money, but it's like you're saying, it's ridiculous in comparison.
He's talking about Kobe Bryant, and I think it was before he died. I don't know from which year it's this special from, but
I still feel like Kobe died last year, so...
It was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, but this is older, I think, because he looks young.
He still had hair.
I wasn't going to say that.
Somebody, go ahead. Somebody, explain, justify it. Justify it. What, he cheated on her? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He cheated on her. Great, the relationship's over right then. Kobe cheated, right? Shouldn't that relationship been over right then? Why did she hang around like some jaded cop for 3 years trying to get her fucking pension, right? Get that 10 years in? I don't know, maybe that's too harsh. That shit bothers me, man. Dude, there is an epidemic of gold-digging whores in this country. And every night I put on the news, and I'm waiting for someone to address it. Every night, never see it, you know? And every night I bring up gold-digging whores, and the whole crowd pulls back like I'm up here talking about Bigfoot, right? Like I'm saying the moon's made out of cheese or something. I'm talking about whores, people. They're everywhere. How many? How many more great men are going to get chopped in half before we do something? Why is it so quiet in here? God damn, I don't get it. What is it? Is it women? Do you think I'm calling you? I'm not calling any woman here a whore, okay? So don't pull back. That's not fair, okay? If you brought up wife beaters, I wouldn't like pull back. I get it. There's guys hitting women, they need to be stopped. We gotta understand that gold-digging whores are the wife beaters for men. Yeah, they are. Except we don't have that Rihanna lumped up photo in the end, so it's not obvious. It's in the eyes. It's in the lines in your face. It's in Mel Gibson's high-pitched voice on the answering machine. I had to give up my Laker tickets, right? That is the sound of a man being taken for everything he's got. I gotta tell you, I'm envious of women, okay? I'm not saying your problems get solved, but at least they're taken seriously.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing that I understand where he's coming from, but also there's quite an easy solution to that problem, and that is that you can sign the papers to have your earnings protected by the end of the marriage. So you kind of, when you enter into the marriage, you kind of agree to have faith in love, and
you can. But what I think is also the problem here is that I think it shouldn't be like obligatory. that you have to do it. It shouldn't be like courts shouldn't rule that because you were married and the one person made like $600 million, then because you have divorced, then the other person is entitled to like half of that. And that's my problem. I think there should be like some kind of alimony, and especially when you weren't rich before you got married, and then you are married, and during that marriage you made your fortune, and definitely the other person helped you in some ways, like just by taking some load, some burden on her shoulders. So or his, yeah. So it helped you focus on your goal and to achieve that kind of fortune. Then I think some kind of cash settlement is.
So you think it should be more like, I don't know how society would react to that, because we like having things by default, but you're saying it should not only be that you have to pay the notary to have the separation of your earnings, but that by default you should be choosing how you want your assets to be combined. Because I'm just thinking, when you are
me choosing, it's about the court, that the court should not rule like you are married, so half of that belongs to you, and half of that belongs to the other person.
I think that's kind of because of the like tax system, because you're like one legal entity, so half is yours. But yeah, I get what you mean, that at the end it shouldn't be like that. But I don't know. I don't have the knowledge to understand how
it's a complicated topic, and
system,
it's not for a couple of reactor users to solve.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean.
People, you got 1-800 numbers, you got ribbons, there's groups. People give a shit. Anything happens to a guy, it's just considered funny. Some woman cut her husband's dick off, threw it in the garbage disposal, and turned it on. People thought it was hilarious. They were like, hey, Stumpy! Nobody cares.
Just quick pause. I agree 100% with what he is saying, that the men's problem are not treated seriously enough. Not serious at all very often. But one important thing is, for me, that the men tend to do that to the other men as well. It's not like women are the only ones that don't care about men's problems. Men did that to other men.
Yeah, the whole system is, I mean, this is very feminist of me to say, but the whole system is set up by men. It was men who made the society how it is right now. Of course, we have changed it a lot, but it's like you're saying.
Yeah, but it is hypocritical of women, because they give themselves the leeway, or also they care about other women much more than they care about men. If something happened to the other woman, they're like, oh, how are you? How are you dealing with this? How are you
women
feeling?
can also be horrible to other women, I think.
Yeah, of course. But no one cares about the men. Not other men, and not the women, definitely.
Do you think if a guy removed a woman's titty and threw it in the dryer, anybody would be joking about it the next day? The entire country would grind to a halt. There'd be a moment of silence. The NFL would have some special colored headband everybody had to wear for an entire month. The most effeminate color they could possibly come up with. All my heroes are going down. Arnold Schwarzenegger, another great man. Another great man. Taken down by that gold-digging whore of a maid he's got. And I'm not saying he's not a piece of shit for doing what he did. It was a piece of shit move. But how come only he got chastised? What about the maid? Why was she called the maid that entire story? She was never called a whore, ever. Just boggled my mind. She knew his wife, first name basis, played with their kids, fucked her husband in their own goddamn bed. That's right down the checklist. First ballot Hall of Fame whore. Right there. Never. Why do you think she hooked up with him? Because of that 1987 flat top he's still rocking? The giant space between his teeth I could put this mic cord through? Or do you think maybe it's all that kindergarten cop money laying around the goddamn bedroom? No, it's awful. It's a horrific thing to see as a guy, watching guys go through that shit, you know? And then there's no sort of examination of it. They just go, he's an idiot. Hey, he's stupid. That guy's stupid. If that guy's stupid, what the fuck am I, right? Does it even make sense? Why would you do that? Why would you accomplish all that and then fuck it up hooking up with one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my life? Not saying I'm a prize, I'm just saying, you know? It's got to be something beyond that, right? You know what I think it is? I think it comes down to the way he talks, you know? That dude should be unloading trucks in Transylvania. That should have been the height of his success. But because he's a great man, he had the balls to move to America. Became famous for lifting weights. I lift weights, nobody gives a shit. He lifts weights, becomes super famous. Did he rest on his laurels? No. Next challenge. I'm gonna become an actor despite the fact that nobody can really understand me. Against all odds, he starts making movies. Get down, there's a bomb, get out of there. Becomes one of the biggest blockbuster stars of all time. What are you gonna do next, Arnie? I think I'll marry a Kennedy. There's no fucking way you can do that. Bam, he does it. Cherry on top, I'm running for governor of a state I can't even pronounce, and he wins the election. Why wouldn't this guy think he couldn't bang his maid in his own bed and get away with it? This dude has been in the zone for over 4 decades. 4 decades, nothing but net. Bang a maid in my own bed? Dude, that's a layup. Are you serious? I had a hit movie with a midget. I don't even need a condom. Right? And then what happens? The smoke clears. Then all these trolls come out of the woodwork and start judging this great man. All these fatties, these fucking old guys who never got any with their jowls, coming on TV, absolutely reprehensible behavior. What kind of a public servant? His legacy is like they have any idea what it's like to be tempted at that level, right? Like they have groupies as they waddle out to their Mercury Tracer, parked on the other side of a dumpster. Really? You're beating them off? This guy, he's not a great man anymore? Terminator doesn't count? Is that what the fuck you're telling me? Because he fucked Alice? Really? He's still not a great man because he did that. Then that's the whole thing's over? Anybody here think they could move to Austria, learn the language, become famous for working out, then be a movie star, then marry into their royalty and hold public office? How many lifetimes would you need? I'm on my 3rd attempt at Rosetta Stone Spanish. All right? How can I judge these guys? I can barely handle the temptations of Facebook. I'm gonna judge Tiger Woods? I golf. I don't walk off the 18th hole and there's a busload of Scandinavian women waiting to fuck my brains out. Sorry, ladies, gotta go home to the wife, right? No, it kills me. And there's no...
I always wondered about that when you have like celebrity couples.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how they solve this issue. Because it's, let's be honest, I mean, it's a different issue for them and for the normal people.
How do you mean?
Like, you don't have that kind of...
so many opportunities.
Temptations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when you are normal, regular people, it's not that difficult to, you know, to keep faith.
Mm.
But when you are an actor, for example, and you have like, you shoot a movie, when you have like a romantic interest in this movie and you have those kissing scenes and all of that, and you are, you know, on top of the world and everyone wants, you know, to have like a picture with you. Not saying about all the other stuff. So I think there must be some like agreement.
Well, I think that depends. That's obvious what I'm going to say, but I think it depends on the couple if you're
like,
open or not.
Like for example, when Angelina Jolie was with Brad Pitt, like the most beautiful woman.
Yeah, but then they're the most beautiful one of the most beautiful men. Why on earth would they want to sleep with anyone else? It does not really get better than that. I don't know. I think it would depend on so many factors. I'm sure some couples are open, but also they have to protect their public image a lot. If they are a couple that is open, then they can't really, you know, do that.
Yeah, they cannot.
Unless they are openly in an open relationship as well, which is very controversial still to this day. And also, I think there will be the factor of like, if you got it out when you're young, you might also a little bit feel like it's getting old because no one likes you for you. They just like you for how you look and who you played. So maybe you're not that really tempted anymore because you know how it ends and how shallow it is. Like, you know, sex is sex, but maybe, you know, at some point it's not really what you want anymore. I don't know. I was going to say, what makes me super uncomfortable about Bill Burr is not his jokes, because this isn't as controversial. What is he doing with the mic? Like, can he stop doing that? Because he keeps doing this, and then he keeps putting his arm on here on these two little metal pieces, and they must be digging in, and he's going to break it, and he's going to like jam it into his arm. This cannot be comfortable. Like, look at him.
Yeah, I watched him live once in Warsaw. He was once in Poland and in Warsaw, and I was there, and he had like 20-minute rant about the chair, that it was shitty chair, and it was squeaky and not.
Because this is his preferred method of standing, with his hand on this thin metal prod.
And by the way, I just noticed how his body language, how aggressive it is. I mean, you can notice that it's not just what he is saying, but his whole body language is like he is looking for some sort of, you know, argument and some sort of like.
You know what? Maybe this is it, because you asked me. Sorry, guys, we're gonna continue in a second. But you asked me what's the difference between Jim Jeffries and Bill Burr, and I don't know if it is not mostly the body language. Because that's what you're saying. Because he's coming at you like that, and as a woman, you feel kind of.
Yeah, he's very
intimidated.
Confrontational.
Yeah, and he looks like he's really. Maybe that's how he's selling the character as well, because he's really into it. Whereas Jim Jeffries, like every time he says a joke, he's like, you know, he laughs a little bit. He has a funny body language. He's not threatening.
And Jim Jeffries doesn't include his audience that much as he is.
Yeah.
And he basically is standing on the stage and he's calling people out. He's like, "Yo, tell me that, or you explain that to me.
True.
Say that to me." Or he's asking questions to the audience, and they cannot really say anything because, you know, this is his special, and he doesn't include hecklers in his show. So it's like. It's difficult to watch here. It's much more difficult, I think, when you're sitting on the stage and he is looking at you like, "Explain that to me." Like, can I not?
Okay, let's go on.
No help out there for guys. No, it kills me. And there's no help out there for guys. There isn't. There's nothing out there to help you handle becoming rich and famous. There's nothing to prepare you for that platoon of whores that's going to form on the horizon, right? Like Braveheart, faces painted, skirts on, will run down the hill, they'll jump on your dick in front of your wife. They don't give a shit. It's not even a handbook out there. I saw one article written about it on the cover of Time magazine. It said, "Why do so many rich, famous, and powerful men act like absolute pigs?" Right? And the article was actually written by a woman. That's like me writing a book, The Third Trimester and What to Expect. Ladies, you're gonna feel a pressure. How the hell would I know? You don't want to hear that from me, right? Then why is this woman telling me what it's like to have a dick? That makes no sense. You have no idea what it's like to have a dick. 24/7, do it, fuck it, do it. That's what it's saying. Do it. Yeah, do it. That's how we survived as a species. Every man in here is programmed to fuck 85% of the women in this room. Right? Yeah, we are. Do it, fuck it, do it, you know? It's just that you won't. That's the only reason why we don't, you know? That's not you keeping your dick in check, you know? Some guy at Home Depot working there, he wants to fuck just as many women as a celebrity, right? But he can't do it because whores don't care about lumber, right? But the second he hits the fucking lottery, all of a sudden, you know, that do it, fuck it, do it, you know? That wasn't affecting his life. Then all of a sudden these whores show up. I'll do it, I'll suck it, I'll do it, right? No, somebody's got to step up, all right? I'm not even blaming whores, really. Just guys, we're fucking idiots. What are we doing? Why are we working so hard and then giving it all away to some chick who did 3 shifts at a fucking Hooters, you know? They're fucking bums sitting there with fucking Dorito dust in their cleavage, walking around with hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm sick of that shit. That's what the law says. 100 years ago, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle and be like, well, that's what the law says.
I think there's just one thing that he's forgetting, which is that a lot of men get off on it. So because he's saying like, "Oh, why are you giving this to, you know, to like a chick for like 3 dates?" But aside of what he's saying for like a woman pretending that she loves you so that you give her money when you then get a divorce, a lot of men do get off on it. So like you take a woman on like 3 or 4 dates and you spend a lot of money on her and she's really happy, and it can come from a good place that you want to make someone feel good, of course, or from a more sexual place as well. So I think this is also the reason why so many rich men, because rich people, a lot of rich people, men and women, they like to either feel good so they can help other people, like charity, you know, I'm not saying charity is sexual, but you know what I mean, comes from like the need to do it, or I don't know, when I told you when I worked in gastronomy,
there was
this guy who would give us like 20-30 euro, and it wasn't sexual because he would do it to men, to women and everything, but you could see that he felt really happy with himself. I felt very happy too about that tip, but you know, some people just like doing that.
Yeah, and also for me what he's saying is like part of the same debate that we have about OnlyFans and you know all those websites. Like, yeah, there is like kind of, you could say, epidemic of women. Like now you check out Instagram and every other account, this woman has a account about like fashion, but by the way, here are my naked photos. And yeah, it's kind of sad, maybe. But on the other hand, who is responsible for that? It's not women.
Who are buying this photos?
They are doing this, yeah, but it's like, it's basically like money laying on the street. So you pick up them, you just kneel and pick up.
Yeah.
So this is the men who are paying all those ridiculous amounts of money for 2 photos of boobs. Like, this is the problem that we need to solve.
Is it really a problem? If they can afford it, they get the money, they get the product that they want. Women feel nice.
For the people who consider this a problem,
yeah.
the problem is with the men paying for that, and not with the woman who just collecting free money. I mean, it's like with the war on drugs, you know. It's like the problem is the consumers, not the guys who are selling it. It's like you want to eliminate the drugs. It never worked. You know, going after the dealers and the cartels, it never worked. But legalizing it, you know, giving alternatives, you will see the drug traffic extinguished in months. So yeah, just my peace of mind.
Doesn't make us right. No, it's unreal. And all this shit's going down, and we're not doing anything. What are we doing? Same old shit. Sitting around watching Shark Week, right? Watching shit about poisonous snakes half a world away, just filling your head up with all this useless information. What to do if you come face to face with a Bengal tiger? Don't look at it, don't look away. Slowly back up as you push your friend forward, right? All this useless information, yet hanging between your legs is this thing that could crumble your entire empire 7 minutes or less. Don't know a fucking thing about it. Even worse, you think it's your friend. Yeah, you know why? Because your dick's like a dreamer, you know? Your dick believes. It's like a motivational speaker. I don't give a shit what question you ask it. It's always like, yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Exit strategy. Later. We'll be fine. Where's your dick when you get caught, right? Then it's just slumped over like, hey, you know, I thought it was a good idea, you know? Yeah. You have to know that. Dude, if your dick was a third base coach, it wouldn't hold anybody up. It'd just be fucking waving people around. Everybody, go in standing up. You got it. Oh, shit, here she comes. Slide. All right, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I hope you had as good a time as I did. Thank you.
That was sudden.
That was sudden, yeah. What's with the men's need to personify their dicks?
I don't know.
We don't do that. I don't know. Maybe because it's not as fun.
I think maybe because of the chemical process that goes in your brain, that
maybe.
You know, having being aroused sexually makes you behave in such a different way than normally.
Maybe.
Then you kind of like explain that with the way that your dick is like another person that controls you. But yeah, I know what he means, and I think that it's ridiculous that men are getting cancelled just because they like not betrayed, but cheated with someone, but cheated on their wives, Like, I don't think that's a reason to shatter someone's legacy. I mean, it's not like with the Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
like what happened with the Louis C.K. I mean, I know with the Louis C.K. it's kind of like we don't have all the information, but the moment that we found out about this, that he likes to ask women to watch him masturbate.
Yeah, the problem is the ask
And
part.
just the same day, everyone was like, "Oh, it's over. It's cancellation time. The guy is finished." Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone has a different moral system, so I don't know if I found out Benedict Cumberbatch cheated on his wife. I think I would be very sad. I don't know if I could like him as much as I do now. But yeah, it's not the same. I don't think you should
you
get
wouldn't like
kicked
him
out.
more?
No.
So there is a chance for you then.
No, I want his wife to give permission. Anyway, yeah, sorry, Benedict, if you're watching, ring me. But yeah, what was I saying?
That would be a plot twist. later today, we get a phone call. You get a phone call like, oh, Weronika, and he's doing the Smaug voice. Oh,
Okay.
you never know.
Wait, I was saying something because before I started imagining that, I forgot. Yeah, it depends on your moral code. I don't know if you should be cancelled, like, I don't know, Disney cancels your contract and you can no longer play in any movies because you cheated on your wife. That seems a little bit excessive because you do, you know, bad things. You don't get cancelled just because you got high and you, I don't know, had a driving accident. You don't usually get 100% cancelled for it anyway. So yeah, I agree with that, but also I don't really like, there's the small part of me that doesn't like, not the small part. I am not a man, I don't know how it is, but also you're not an animal and you can control yourself. So I don't feel the need to be like, oh, you have no idea what it's like when there's 30 women throwing themselves at me and it's so hard to say no. Well, it's also hard to say no to cookies when you're on a diet and you get into a candy store, but you can't do it because...
And also, it's about what we were saying, it's a different thing when he gave this example of a man who wins the lottery. I mean, yeah, that's a different thing. I mean, guy who was like living a normal life for 20 years and now suddenly he is 45 and he has $40 million, then yeah, okay, we can give this guy some slack. But on the other hand, no one is judging those guys. I never seen news about the guy who was like cheated on his wife because he won a lottery. I mean, no one cares. But when you have people like Schwarzenegger, for example, or Tiger Woods, it's not like it happened during a night. They woke up and they were like the most famous sportsman, one of the famous sportsmen in the world.
Especially like, I don't know, like you said, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, you get married at the point when you're already famous, you realize what your situation is and you still promise this person that you'll be faithful to them. I mean, at least that's what I think because I don't know, personal arrangements, but that's what you promise them. So you are aware that there will be these temptations. So then what kind of excuse is it that, oh, I was tempted because this girl was particularly pretty?
but also not... let's say that we don't condemn cheating. Let's say that you plan on cheating, but if I'm talking about you are Arnold Schwarzenegger or Tiger Woods, so he says that you get all this money and you have no information what to do and how to handle all of that. Like I say, it's not like it happened during the night, and they like the Tiger Woods, Arnold Schwarzenegger, if they wouldn't want to be cut in half with all their assets, all their fortune, then they could have prepared for that.
Yeah.
He wanted to bank his mate or whoever what was. I mean, he could take precautions, and not. He wanted to have the cookie and eat the cookie, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. As always, leave your comments and opinions in the comment section.
Yeah, and any suggestions that you have for other videos. Yeah, this one was it was okay for me. I didn't feel offended or anything. So
yeah, and there is a chance Cumberbatch will call you today. So
there's a chance Cumberbatch will call you
that's a
today.
good
Well, on any given day, the chance is extremely low, but it is never zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Goodbye.